Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Cozy English Stories. Today, we're diving into a story that many of us can relate to. It's about a man named Leo who thought he had the perfect recipe for a healthy life. Grab a warm drink, get comfortable, and let's begin our story, titled, A Healthy Life is More Than Exercise. Leo was a man of routine. Every morning at precisely 6 o'clock, his alarm would ring, and he would jump out of bed, ready to conquer the day. His friends often called him the health guru. He ran 5 miles every morning, rain or shine. His weekends were spent hiking up steep trails or cycling along the coast. His diet was impeccable. No sugar, no processed foods, just lean protein, fresh vegetables, and whole grains. He could tell you the exact number of calories in a banana and the protein content of a chicken breast. To an outsider, Leo was the picture of perfect health. However, despite his chiseled physique and impressive marathon times, Leo didn't feel as vibrant as he looked. He often felt a strange emptiness, a quiet hum of dissatisfaction that buzzed beneath the surface of his perfectly structured life. He would finish a grueling workout, his body aching in a satisfying way, but his mind would feel restless. He would eat his perfectly balanced meal, but it brought him little joy. One sunny afternoon, Leo was sitting in a park after his run, sipping his unsweetened green tea. He watched families laughing on picnic blankets, couples strolling hand in hand, and a group of friends playing a lively game of frisbee. They didn't look like fitness models. Some were enjoying ice cream, others were munching on sandwiches from a nearby deli. Yet, they all seemed to radiate a kind of happiness, a relaxed joy that Leo felt he was missing. That evening, Leo's older sister, Clara, came to visit. Clara was the opposite of Leo. She was an artist who loved baking, enjoyed long, leisurely walks instead of intense runs, and believed that a good piece of chocolate cake could solve many of life's problems. "Leo, you look tired," she said, placing a freshly baked apple pie on his kitchen counter. The warm scent of cinnamon and baked apples filled the room, a stark contrast to the usual smell of steamed broccoli. "I'm not tired. I'm disciplined," Leo replied, a little defensively. "I ran 6 miles today and then did a strength training session." Clara smiled gently. "I know. You're the healthiest person I know. But are you happy?" The question caught Leo off guard. Was he happy? He was fit. He was strong. But happy? The word felt foreign. He shrugged. "I'm working towards my goals. Happiness is a byproduct of achievement, right?" Clara cut a slice of the pie and placed it on a plate. "Not always, little brother. Sometimes you have to make room for happiness. It doesn't always just show up when you've ticked all the boxes." She pushed the plate towards him. Leo stared at the pie. It was everything he avoided. Sugar, butter, white flour. It was a cheat meal, a deviation from the plan. "I can't eat that," he said, shaking his head. "It's not on my meal plan. Just one bite," Clara urged. "For me, it's my new recipe." Hesitantly, Leo picked up the fork. He took a small bite. The crust was flaky, the apples were sweet and tender, and the hint of cinnamon was like a warm hug. It was delicious. In that moment, he wasn't thinking about calories or macros. He was just enjoying the taste. He took another bite and another. A slow smile spread across his face. "See?" Clara said, her eyes twinkling. "Health isn't just about what you do with your body, Leo. It's also about what you do for your soul." The next day, something in Leo shifted. He still woke up for his run, but he didn't push himself to the brink of exhaustion. He ran at a comfortable pace, enjoying the cool morning air and the sound of birds singing. He even stopped to admire a particularly beautiful sunrise. Later that week, an old friend called him. "Hey, Leo, a few of us are going bowling on Friday night. Want to join?" The old Leo would have immediately declined. Friday night was his rest and recovery night. Bowling involved late hours, maybe some unhealthy snacks, and it wasn't a productive activity in his fitness-focused world. But the new Leo, remembering Clara's words, paused. "Bowling? I haven't done that in years. You know what? I'd love to." That Friday, Leo found himself in a noisy bowling alley, surrounded by the sound of crashing pins and laughter. He was terrible at bowling. His first few balls went straight into the gutter. But instead of getting frustrated, he laughed along with his friends. They ordered a large pizza to share, and Leo didn't even think about declining a slice. He ate the cheesy, greasy pizza, and it tasted like friendship. He talked with his friends, not about workout routines or race times, but about their lives, their jobs, their silly childhood memories. For the first time in a long time, Leo felt connected. He felt part of something. The emptiness he often felt was replaced by a warm, full feeling that had nothing to do with food. As the weeks went by, Leo started to recalibrate his definition of a healthy life. He realized that health wasn't a rigid set of rules, but a delicate balance. He still valued exercise and nutritious food, but he also started to value other things just as much. He made time for hobbies that fed his mind, like reading books in the park and visiting museums. He started learning to play the guitar, filling his apartment with clumsy chords that slowly started to sound like music. He called his family and friends more often, not out of obligation, but because he genuinely wanted to hear their voices. He discovered the joy of moderation. He learned that eating a slice of cake at a birthday party wouldn't ruin his progress. He found out that skipping a workout to spend time with a loved one wasn't a failure, but an investment in his emotional well-being. One evening, about a month after their conversation, Clara visited him again. This time, Leo greeted her at the door with a huge smile. "You look different," she said, studying his face. "You're glowing. I feel different," Leo admitted. He led her into the kitchen where he was in the middle of baking. On the counter was a bag of flour, a bowl of sugar, and a half-eaten apple pie. It was his own attempt at her recipe. "I realized you were right," he said, handing her a fork. "I was so focused on building a strong body that I forgot to nurture a happy heart." A truly healthy life needs both. Clara took a bite of his pie. "It's perfect," she said, smiling. Leo learned that a healthy life isn't just about the miles you run or the weights you lift. It's about the laughter you share, the passions you pursue, and the love you give and receive. It's about nourishing your body, your mind, and your soul. True health is a symphony, and exercise is just one instrument. You need the whole orchestra to create a beautiful life. And so, Leo's new routine wasn't just about fitness goals anymore. It was about living a full, balanced, and truly joyful life. He was still a healthy man, but now he was also a happy one. Thank you so much for listening to our story today. I hope Leo's journey gave you something to think about. What does a healthy and happy life look like for you? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this story, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to Cozy English Stories for more. We'll see you in the next one. Bye for now,